You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon. A hot one today. Temperatures already into the low 90s and the heat index at 103 right now. Good afternoon and welcome to ABC 7 News at 4. We are looking at that west wind. Notice that west wind at 13 miles an hour. That's bringing that heat index up because the dew point temperature is continuing to climb, and it looks as though we'll see this kind of pattern continuing. Here's a look at the forecast now. You can see not much going on. The rain chance is very small due to some dry air in place, and also high pressure at the surface really building strong right now. Inland storms will be favored tonight, but notice that activity down south in South Sarasota County. That's not necessarily where it will develop, but we can expect some scattered showers, at least near the coast around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then most of it should be over by midnight. Many people will not get any rainfall at all tonight. There are some showers out there currently, and that activity not all that strong. In fact, there's one lone cell over North Manatee County that we are monitoring right now. High pressure set up to the south of us now, and that provides us with that westerly wind, and our rain chances will stay low. Also bringing those harmful impacts of red tide onshore. Here's a look at the radar picture. There's that one lone storm over North Manatee County right now. Wind flow all out of the west, southwest, up and down the coast, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour, sometimes as high as 15 in some areas near the coast. Well, much more in our forecast. Take a look at the rest of the nation's weather coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to our top story. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office now investigating a homicide.
Deputies say a man's body was discovered on the side of Bishop Harbor Road in Palmetto last night. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us now live from Palmetto. Dwayne, what can you tell us?
Well, Jacqueline Scott, a motorist was driving along this strip of road late last night when he spotted a leg coming out of the grassy area you see right behind me and contacted the Manatee County Sheriffs. The victim found was identified as Christopher Allen Boston. You see him right there. Deputies responded to the scene and saw that Boston appeared to have trauma and have injuries that show he was murdered. This morning, detectives went through the scene to do a final comb through, looking for any clues to give them any idea why the victim ended up here. The cause of death is now being investigated and is not being released at this time. But we did speak to a few neighbors who say they've seen suspicious activity going on along the wooded area. Coming up at 6, we speak to a few neighbors living around the area and find out what they had to say about a dead body being found in their backyard. Guys, back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you so much. Police say 2 adults and 2 teenagers may be responsible for multiple vehicle burglaries in Sarasota. 18-year-olds Orlando Dulafu and Russell James and 2 minors were arrested early this morning. Police say one person in the group was armed with a gun and tried to rob a man who was riding a bike. Police later pulled over the suspect's vehicle and say they found lots of stolen items that may have been taken from vehicles near Cornelia Circle. They're asking any recent burglary victims to contact them. A Jacksonville police officer is in the hospital after he was shot at least twice last night. Authorities say a man was walking near a Waffle House restaurant when he shot at the officer driving down the street. The suspect then ran down a street where he ran into 2 other police officers. There was an exchange of gunfire, and the suspect and the officer were hit. The officer is expected to make a full recovery, and that suspect is in jail on 2 counts of attempted murder. Now to a caught-on-camera rescue likely to grab the attention of every parent. It was a heart-stopping moment for a Cape Coral family. These images from a police body cam. A toddler made her way into a family pool and fell in. Emergency crews pumped water from the 18-month-old girl's lungs. The girl's parents had just started teaching her to float on her back in the water. The technique is something youth swimming instructors cannot stress enough for parents to teach to their little ones.
Kids fall in the pools every day. It happens every day around here. It's the norm, unfortunately.
But the rollback is a last resort. Families should secure their pools no matter how skilled a swimmer their child is. We're happy to report, though, that the toddler has made a full recovery. Jacqueline joins us now for the latest on 5 people arrested at a New Mexico compound.
Scott, those 5 people arrested at the compound where 11 boys were found malnourished have pled not guilty. The 5 adults all face charges of child abuse in connection with 11 children found living in horrible conditions last week. Authorities say the children were dressed in dirty rags with no shoes and have now been taken into protective custody. The compound was raided as part of a search for a little boy abducted from Georgia back in November. That boy has not yet been located, but officials did find the remains of a child at the compound on Monday. A California appeals court rules that Brock Turner's convictions will stand. The former Stanford University swimmer asked the court to overturn 3 convictions from a 2015 incident where he sexually assaulted an unconscious woman. Turner's attorney argued that his client never intended to rape 22-year-old Emily Doe. The defense argued Turner sought sexual gratification by keeping his clothes on. Turner's case garnered national headlines in 2016 when Judge Aaron Persky sentenced him to only 6 months in jail.
Brock Turner is a lying, unrepentant sex predator who never showed real remorse for his crimes. And this decision by the appellate court really shows why he never deserved the light sentence that Judge Persky gave him.
Michelle Dauber, the woman you just saw there, helped spearhead the successful June recall of Judge Aaron Persky. Turner is now required to register as a sex offender for the remainder of his life. The New York congressman arrested for insider trading says he's still staying in the race for re-election this fall. Republican Chris Collins vowing to clear his name, saying, quote, "The charges that have been levied against me are meritless," even promising to stay on the ballot while fighting federal charges. Authorities say he used insider information about the outcome of a drug trial to trade on a pharmaceutical company's stock. Well, a man is recovering after he was found pinned underneath an overturned vehicle in a remote area of Idaho. According to fire and sheriff's officials, the man was believed to have been under that vehicle for days before being rescued. The vehicle was found by someone searching the area after the 21-year-old was reported missing. Officials say the driver was ejected from the truck when it rolled down an embankment into a creek bed. Amazingly, that man was alert when he was rescued and is now in stable condition. Let's send it back to Scott on how Sarasota and Manatee County schools are preparing lunches for the school year ahead.
Well, Jacqueline, Sarasota County schools have a new plan in place to avoid food waste. District officials say they do a few different things to make sure food isn't being wasted in the cafeteria. One of them, just making sure there are plenty of options for kids so there's something they can enjoy to eat. While there are no laws regarding food waste in Florida, the schools have limited funding, so they are especially mindful of not being wasteful with it. Manatee County schools are aiming to provide a variety of healthier meal options this new school year. A spokesperson says the district is aiming to be creative and give students an option to make their own lunch. These choices contain grains and proteins required by the state. Parents and students can look at the menu on an app called NutriSlice. Parents can also add money to a student's lunch account if they do not receive a free lunch. Still to come on ABC 7 News at 4, we look at the devastating effects of red tide on marine life here on the Suncoast. Plus, video from a Yankees baseball game of an umpire who got an unexpected visitor in his ear. And the Holy Fire in Southern California forcing even more people to evacuate their homes. We'll have the latest on the efforts to put it out.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Another pair of satisfied emotions. Looks to me like elation and maybe some amazement. It's part of the Honda Summer Spectacular event experience. You could say satisfaction comes standard here, just like the Honda Accord comes standard with a luxurious, roomy interior. All at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
We see it all the time.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Accord, 2018's North American Car of the Year.
Red tide's deadly impact continues to wash ashore our beaches. Just today, at least 3 more dead dolphins have been recovered. That's 9 found in just 2 days. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us live now from Sarasota with just how often these reports are coming in. Rebecca?
Scott, yes, the number of dead dolphins just continue to rise at honestly an alarming rate, and experts are telling us they don't see an ending coming anytime soon. I'm about to show you some images that we shot today, and just a warning, they could be a bit graphic. We spent the day with the Venice Marine Patrol and officials with FWC. We got to see firsthand what they've been dealing with these last couple of days, not only finding these dolphins, but having to see the horrible conditions they're in because of how they died. In the span of 2 hours, they got 2 separate calls of dead dolphins that washed ashore. They helped recover them and transport the animals to Mote Marine for testing. And tonight at 5, I'll tell you why scientists are saying that we're seeing a burst of dead dolphins in our area recently. Live in Sarasota, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. We've posted all of our red tide stories on our website in a special section. Just go to mysuncoast.com/red tide. Let's send it to Jacqueline now in the newsroom for a look at what's trending today.
Scott, you never know what can happen during live sports, but this one was quite the surprise. Take a look in this video. You see an umpire in the dugout with the New York Yankees trainer. He apparently had a moth, yes, a moth, stuck in his ear canal. That moth was still very much alive when they pulled it out. Ooh, gross. This all happened during the 9th inning of Wednesday night's game between the New York Yankees and Chicago White Sox. Well, people in a California neighborhood are on high alert after authorities say a mountain lion was caught on camera roaming through someone's yard. San Mateo police received a call from a homeowner who spotted the big cat. They searched the area but could not find any trace of the animal. Another resident says that lion may have tripped his motion detecting lights, but police are urging people to keep a close watch on small children and pets. Check out this amazing video of a mudslide that made its way through a Swiss village. Watch as the flow appears throughout that small village, the rush of mud triggered by strong storms in the area. People standing on the road quickly moved back to avoid the mudslide. That mudslide reportedly damaged some buildings and cars, but thankfully no injuries. Let's send it back to Scott in the newsroom with some details on a job fulfillment from Amazon.
Well, Jacqueline, Amazon is looking for people who want to work for them from the comfort of their own homes. The online retail giant looking to fill more than 200 virtual jobs that allows employees to work from home. The jobs are in a variety of fields, including employee relations, cloud computing, software development, and senior regional logistics leader. Virtual workers will have benefits including a discount on Amazon products and goods sold and shipped by the retailer. Recently, people are taking to social media with concerns that Apple has been listening in on conversations. In a letter to federal lawmakers, Apple insists that iPhones do not listen to what users are saying throughout the day. Apple's Director of Federal Government Affairs says the device only listens when it's triggered by the words, "Hey Siri." The tech giant also says there's a visual indicator that lets users know when Siri is listening to a request. A petition started by a nurse in New Jersey is trying to get air conditioning in UPS trucks. She created a petition on change.org. Since July, it's been signed more than 236,000 times. But a UPS spokesman said air conditioning would be ineffective because the truck doors are opened and closed too frequently. The company does have a program for drivers feeling adverse effects from heat exposure. It's called Cool Solutions, and it focuses on hydration and extra rest before extreme heat conditions. They sure needed it today. That's let's get now to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with our first alert forecast.
Yeah, my brother talks about that. He's been doing it for 33 years, driving those trucks around. KCK webcam showing a lot of west wind now, and again, you can see the color of the water there from KCK not looking the best, and not a lot of clouds in the sky. We have had a few isolated showers in the Gulf of Mexico, moving from the west to the east right now, but not a lot going on near area beaches. As far as the weather headlines, the heat index up near 100 to 105 each and every afternoon as a result of this westerly wind, bringing the high dew point temperatures up and the relative humidity increasing, and along with temperatures right around 90, it will feel much hotter than that in the afternoon. Isolated morning coastal showers are possible once again up and down west central Florida as a result of that westerly flow, and then mainly inland storms later on in the afternoon. The rain chances are not all that high either, only at about 30% for a few scattered showers tomorrow. Titan radar picture not depicting much rainfall except to the north of us, and as I mentioned, a few showers out here developing. They have been weakening though as they've been pushing toward the coast now. One lone shower over northern sections of Manatee County heading basically nowhere. It's not moving much at all. It's just kind of sitting there, generating some lightning strikes too. Nothing happening near Anna Maria. We had a shower approaching there just about half hour ago. That has since faded away. Some clouds around, but it is raining pretty heavy just to the west and northwest of Duet. That storm, as I said, not moving much, but it is expanding somewhat off to the southeast. Elsewhere, some showers, just one or two lone showers near Fort Myers. So that's the picture. Isolated showers and storms are possible this evening, not a lot. You can see this is still about 60 miles offshore of the west central coast of Florida, and it doesn't appear that we're going to see much rain tonight. That westerly component will stay with us, so that wind flow will stay generally out of the west as long as this high pressure ridge is positioned to our south. That frontal boundary is over the southeast United States, and that trough of low pressure will stay there. Water vapor still indicating some dry air around. That dry air in place in the mid to upper levels at 20 to 30 to 40,000 feet right now. That upper level low still spinning right there. It's a weak one at that. It continues to move further away from west central Florida, and as it does so, high pressure will build in at the surface and the upper levels of the atmosphere, suppressing our rain chances for at least the next couple of days. Saturday, maybe a little bit better chance for a few coastal showers around in the morning. The forecast tonight for your evening, not bad at all. Temperatures on the warmer side, though. Low 80s by 11 o'clock. It'll feel like about 90 degrees, though, at that hour. Wind forecast, it really calms down tonight. We'll have light winds up and down the coast, anywhere from calm conditions to 3 miles an hour, really. And then as we start today tomorrow, our winds will still be rather light in the morning, but then pick up by midday out of the west and continue that way right in through the evening hours, with the heavier storms focused inland pushing off to the east coast. Here's a look at the forecast tonight. A few spotty showers possible. A stray shower not out of the question. After midnight, things calm down, and then a few morning showers popping up again up and down the coast, and then the heavier storms will be felt inland later on in the afternoon as those work their way off toward the east, and that is going to be the case again on Saturday, although a little bit better chance for a few more coastal showers in the morning right along the coast. Northwest winds at 10 knots for boaters tomorrow. A light chop out there. Bays and inland waters will be pretty calm. As far as the 7-day forecast goes, the rain chance is staying pretty low. Even on Saturday at 20%, although we'll see a little bit better chance for a few coastal showers there. 50% chance for showers and storms scattered about on Sunday and Monday. Be sure to download our ABC7 News app and our weather app as well to keep you informed of all the threatening weather that may occur. We're still in hurricane season, and the peak is just about to move on in. Late August and September is when we have most of our storms, and that's a good tool to have to help you track the storms.
Well, not many storms to talk about now, but we've got those fires in California. And one of the worst right now is the Holy wildfire. That's in Southern California. And it triggered a new round of evacuations overnight as flames inch closer to residential areas. 20,000 people have been ordered to leave as that fire burns in Riverside County. A 51-year-old man accused of setting the fire is scheduled to appear in court today. Forrest Gordon Clark sent an email last week to local fire officials saying, quote, "This place will burn." Clark now faces an array of charges, including suspicion of felony arson.
Meanwhile, officials are battling the blaze from both air and land, and so far it's only 5% contained.
They've got a ways to go with that one. Well, another strong earthquake has hit Indonesia, and the death toll continues to rise there. The 5.9 magnitude quake rocked Indonesia's Lombok Island. There's no tsunami warning, fortunately, from this one. It comes 4 days after a 6.9 quake devastated the resort area. The Indonesian news agency places the death toll there now at 347 people.
And relief agencies say it could be days before the full extent of the damage from the quake is known. Thousands of homes were damaged or destroyed in the quake, and more than 150,000 people are homeless at this point. Earlier today, the Indonesian Red Cross said an estimated 20,000 people in remote areas of the north of the island were in need of aid. So a lot of folks looking for help.
Yeah. Well, nearly a year after a hurricane devastated Puerto Rico, government officials confirmed the death toll is nearly 20 times what was initially reported. Puerto Rican officials say more than 1,400 people likely died in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. That is a significant increase from the original toll of 64. The figures come from death registry statistics released in June, but never publicly acknowledged by officials on the island. Well, a day at the park turned into panic for one Florida mother. The story she's sharing so other parents will be aware while enjoying the outdoors.
I'm Joey Panic from Suncoast View. Coming up Friday morning at 9,
we're
going to wrap up our back-to-school week with a ride on a school bus to help students and drivers get ready to be extra cautious on the roads for a new school year. Plus, we'll have an experienced mom with tips on what not to forget when packing for college. That's all coming up Friday morning at 9 a.m.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It fell off the roof of my car.
It fell out of my backpack.
Oh, it fell off my grocery cart.
I tossed it to a really clumsy friend.
I tripped while jogging.
My 2-year-old had a temper tantrum.
It bounced down 2 flights of stairs.
No matter how you broke your smartphone, there's only one smart way to fix it. Batteries plus bulbs.
I dropped it on the floor, and he stepped on it.
Schedule your repair at batteriesplus.com.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Florida woman is sharing her story after she says she was stung by a poisonous caterpillar. Tara Forbes was sitting under a tree at a Port St. Lucie park watching her son play in the playground. She said she began feeling a burn that became excruciating and quickly turned into joint and bone pain. She said it came from a furry puss caterpillar. She became dizzy and nauseous and says she wants to warn others.
I think if this happened to my son or somebody else's child, they should go directly to the ER because it was very painful. Children are so much smaller, so it could affect them much worse.
Caterpillars look like they have fur, but they are poisonous. More than 24 hours later, she still feels sore, and she's telling the story so parents will talk to their children about seeking medical help if something like that happens to them. We're just getting started here on ABC 7. Let's get back to Jacqueline in the newsroom for some of the other stories we're working on.
Scott, the Braden River High School football team facing sanctions tonight after a note cited various violations to state athletic rules. Coming up tonight at 5, we'll hear what regulations were broken and what the school is now saying about that incident. And at 6, details on the low concentration numbers of red tide and how it can still cause irritation. And tonight on ABC 7 at 7, all 4 candidates running for the District 4 seat in the Manatee County School Board will be here to debate with Alan Cohn. Let's send it back to Scott, or to Bob in the newsroom for a look at our final forecast.
Get a look at this. This is an incredible sunset tonight. It wasn't tonight, though. It was last night. You can see this is golden, isn't it? Orange and pinks and some beautiful colors there. Golden Gate looking out toward the Gulf of Mexico. Norm Schimmel getting that one, and this one from Palmetto. So sunset tonight should be good again. It was a little red last night because of some African dust in the atmosphere moving overhead. Winds will be out of the southwest at 5 to 10. We'll see partly cloudy skies. There'll be some haze around. The air quality index is in the moderate range right now. Sunset will be at 8:13. The days are getting shorter, but it still seems like it's getting hotter out there with the heat index right now at 102, 103 degrees. We'll take your pick. 103 right now at the Sarasota Braden Airport. 90 as far as the temperature goes. We have a west wind at 13. As expected, that west wind is here to stay too. It'll be around through the weekend. And as far as the radar picture goes, not much going on here. It's a few showers off in the Gulf of Mexico, heavier activity along that frontal boundary to the north of us there. And it looks as though we won't see much of that down our neck of the woods. We'll have more in our forecast coming up at 5. Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. Thank you for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. We'll see you again in 30 minutes.